Have you ever wondered what truly defines a man's worth? Is it something superficial, like his looks? Or is it perhaps the power of his words that is enough? For Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers in history, a man's worth is deeply tied to his ability to provide and protect. He believed that, more than anything else, these two characteristics are what truly shape a man worthy of respect. In today's video, we'll examine this idea through the lens of Stoicism and understand how it can be applied to the decisions you make on a daily basis. We'll talk about how stepping into this role can transform your life and positively impact those around you. And if you want to continue learning about topics like this, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because what you will discover here can change the way you see the world. Marcus Aurelius was more than just a Roman emperor. He was a philosopher who left a powerful legacy through his writings, especially in his work Meditations. He ruled in a turbulent period, facing wars, crises, and intense political challenges, but he never strayed from the principles of Stoicism, which guided his life and his decisions. For Marcus Aurelius, a man's responsibility was clear: to fulfill his role in the world honorably and with courage. He believed that we all have duties, and a man's strength of character is revealed in the way he deals with his responsibilities, even in the face of adversity. In the context of his time, providing meant ensuring the survival of his family and his people, while protecting meant leading with justice and wisdom, creating a safe environment for those under his tutelage. This view resonates deeply with the idea that a man's worth lies not in what he possesses, but in what he is able to offer in terms of stability, protection, and support. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that being a provider and protector is not just a duty, but a way of living in alignment with virtue, which is the ultimate goal of any meaningful life. Providing and protecting are concepts that go far beyond common sense. For Marcus Aurelius, these ideas were not just about securing material resources or using physical strength, but about building a solid foundation for those who depend on you. Providing means more than offering money or possessions. It is about delivering security, stability, and emotional support. It is about being there, whether it is helping in times of difficulty or showing direction in the challenges of everyday life. In essence, it is about creating an environment where the people around you can grow and thrive. Protecting is, above all, a demonstration of care. It is not just about physically defending, but about promoting mental security, shielding those you love from negative influences, and being a safe haven in times of uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius believed that true protection comes from wisdom, the ability to make balanced decisions, and a commitment to justice. Thus, providing and protecting are not passive roles. They require continuous effort, self-control, and discipline. These concepts, as old as Stoic philosophy, continue to be important pillars for modern life. After all, who doesn't seek to be by the side of someone who offers trust, security, and support? For Marcus Aurelius, responsibility was not something to be avoided, but a virtue to be cultivated. He firmly believed that each person, in their station in life, has a duty to fulfill their obligations with honor and integrity. For him, shirking responsibility was a sign of weakness, not a reflection of freedom. Taking responsibility is, in fact, one of the greatest tests of character. When you decide to be a provider and protector, you are not just accepting a role, but embracing a commitment to those around you. This can be challenging, especially when difficulties arise, but Marcus Aurelius teaches us that challenges are an opportunity to exercise our inner strength and stay aligned with our principles. He also emphasized that when a man assumes his responsibilities with courage and determination, he strengthens his own virtue. Responsibility is a reflection of who we are inside, of the choices we make and the actions we take. By assuming your obligations, you become more than a figure who just gets things done, but a person who adds value to those who depend on you. Responsibility, for Marcus Aurelius, is an act of love and respect, both for oneself and for others. Rather than seeing obligations as a burden, he saw them as an opportunity to practice virtue and thus strengthen one's life. While times have changed, Marcus Aurelius's principles remain timeless. In the modern world, We are often immersed in a fast-paced world where the pursuit of material goods and superficial success often replaces deep reflection on our responsibilities and our role in the lives of others. In a world where instantaneity and immediate comfort are often prioritized, Stoic philosophy challenges us to look beyond these distractions and rethink what it truly means to be a man capable of providing and protecting. What Marcus Aurelius proposed was not an idealization of man as an invincible hero, but rather an image of a human being aware of his mission and willing to act in an honorable and dignified manner, regardless of external circumstances. In modern life, providing may no longer be about hunting or growing food, but about ensuring emotional, financial, and psychological stability for those who rely on you. Providing means being attentive to the needs of those around you, whether it's supporting a partner, guiding children, or helping friends who are facing difficulties. Protecting goes beyond physical defense. It means protecting the feelings of others, preserving their beliefs, and helping them overcome emotional challenges. Marcus Aurelius already told us that we cannot control external situations, but we can control how we react to them. In a world full of distractions and uncertainties, he reminds us of the importance of maintaining a clear mindset and focusing on our duties, as if we were always guided by a greater purpose. Modern life demands that, just as in the Roman Empire, we have the same ability to make considered decisions with wisdom and to assume responsibilities with courage. Do you feel prepared to live this way, with purpose and commitment? If so, it is a sign that you are on the right path. If not, the important thing is to start reflecting now on the role you want to assume in the lives of those around you. Stoic philosophy is here to help us find this balance. When we talk about provision and protection, it is impossible to ignore the consequences of not being prepared to fulfill this role. Marcus Aurelius constantly warned that life does not wait for us to be ready. It simply challenges us to respond to the situations that arise. Lack of preparation not only compromises our ability to fulfill our duties, but also affects those who depend on us. Preparation is more than acquiring material resources. It involves developing our mind, character, and skills. If a man does not prepare, he runs the risk of acting impulsively or reactively, without the clarity and wisdom necessary to make decisions that truly benefit himself and others. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that the man who lives without reflection or planning, driven only by impulse, is doomed to be governed by circumstances rather than being the master of his own life. This lack of preparation can also generate frustration and resentment. When we are not ready to deal with the challenges that arise, we can feel overwhelmed and unable to offer the support that others need. This not only affects our self-esteem, but also damages the relationships we have built. The trust of those around us begins to weaken when we are unable to fulfill our responsibilities, and the consequences of this reverberate in our personal and social lives. Marcus Aurelius believed that preparation is an act of respect for oneself and others. He saw responsibility as something that should be embraced with diligence, which includes the constant pursuit of self-development. Thus, being a provider and protector is not only about being physically present, but also about being mentally and emotionally prepared for the demands of life. If we are not prepared, the consequences can be harsh and often irreversible. Continual preparation is not a luxury but a necessity, and according to Marcus Aurelius, it begins with daily self-reflection and a commitment to practicing virtue. Are you preparing to be the man you want to be, capable of providing and protecting with wisdom and strength? This preparation is an ongoing journey, and it is something you can begin cultivating today. Self-control is one of the fundamental pillars of Stoicism, and Marcus Aurelius considered this virtue essential for anyone who wants to be a true provider and protector. Without the ability to control his emotions, impulses, and desires, a man becomes vulnerable to external circumstances instead of being the active agent of his own life. In his work Meditations, Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the importance of remaining calm in the face of challenges and of not allowing oneself to be dominated by anger, fear, or desire. For him, the man who can control his emotions is able to make wiser decisions, act more clearly, and be more effective in fulfilling his responsibilities. Self-control is not only about resisting temptations or maintaining composure in difficult situations, It is also related to the ability to stay focused on what really matters. If a man is not able to control his impulsive reactions, he runs the risk of acting without thinking, which can harm not only his life, but also the lives of those who depend on him. When Marcus Aurelius spoke about the importance of self-control, he reminded us that our true freedom comes from the ability to master ourselves. This freedom allows us to live according to our values and principles without being enslaved by momentary desires or external pressures. Self-control is also a form of protection. By keeping our emotions in balance, we protect our mind and our well-being. Furthermore, from the moment we are able to control our reactions, we are better able to deal with difficult situations without them dominating us. And by being able to act rationally, we can better protect those around us, offering an example of balance and wisdom. Self-control, therefore, is the foundation on which the provider and protector can build their lives. Without it, provision and protection can become thoughtless or disordered actions, harming both oneself and others. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that, in order to be a true provider and protector, we must first be able to govern ourselves. Have you ever stopped to think about how much self-control is present in your life? It is through it that we can achieve inner peace and act more effectively in our responsibilities. Marcus Aurelius, as a Stoic philosopher, always emphasized the importance of finding the perfect balance between reason and action. He believed that without reason, our actions would become chaotic and disorderly. On the other hand, without action, our reason would become nothing more than an empty theory with no impact on the real world. In the context of being a provider and protector, this balance becomes even more crucial. A man can have all the knowledge in the world, but if he does not act on it, his skills will be of no use to anyone. Likewise, an impulsive action, taken without reflection or without the guidance of reason, can lead to wrong decisions, harming oneself and others. For Marcus Aurelius, reason should be the guide for our actions. He saw reason as the force that allows us to distinguish what is right and just, and at the same time as a tool that helps us evaluate the results of our actions before we take them. Action without reason for him is blind, while reason without action is sterile. By seeking a balance between these two elements, Marcus Aurelius teaches us to live more effectively, not just reacting to environmental stimuli, but making conscious decisions that reflect our values and goals. To be a true provider and protector, it is essential to act wisely, to think before acting, and to ensure that each step we take is well-founded. In the modern world, where decisions are often made impulsively, whether due to external pressures or the search for immediate gratification, the balance between reason and action becomes even more important. When you are able to align your thoughts with your actions, your choices become more effective and targeted in the long term. This balance not only improves the quality of your decisions, but also strengthens your role as a provider and protector. By acting with clarity and wisdom, you set a positive example for others, inspiring trust and respect. How have you balanced reason and action in your life? Reflecting on this can be an important step toward improving your abilities as a provider and protector. Marcus Aurelius believed that self-knowledge was essential to any kind of true progress, both personally and in relationships with others. Without a clear understanding of yourself, your motivations, limitations, and strengths, it is nearly impossible to be an effective provider and protector. Self-knowledge is the key to knowing exactly what you can offer, where you can improve, and how to best relate to those around you. Stoicism teaches that by knowing ourselves deeply, we come to better understand how we react to different situations, how we deal with difficulties, and how we can develop our virtues. For Marcus Aurelius, self-knowledge was not an activity of constant introspection, but a practical daily process. He reflected on his own flaws and sought ways to overcome them, always with humility and honesty. When you are aware of your strengths, it is easier to direct them productively. But just as importantly, by recognizing your weaknesses, you can work to improve or compensate for them in ways that don't undermine your ability to fulfill your role as provider and protector. This balance is crucial because a man who doesn't know his own limitations can make impulsive and reckless decisions, putting those who depend on him at risk. Self-awareness also helps us to be more compassionate and understanding of others. When we recognize our own flaws, we become more tolerant and empathetic to the weaknesses of others. This strengthens relationships and makes it easier for us to play the role of protector. A provider who knows himself well knows where he needs to improve and is thus better equipped to deal with challenges effectively. In today's world, we are often consumed by external expectations, whether from society, family, or work, and we forget to look within ourselves. However, self-awareness allows us to align our actions with our values, be more genuine in our choices, and build a more balanced and satisfying life. Have you been taking the time to get to know yourself? Reflecting on your actions, emotions, and reactions can be the first step toward becoming stronger and more capable of providing and protecting others more effectively. In the Stoic thought of Marcus Aurelius, resilience is a fundamental quality, especially for those who take on the role of provider and protector. Life, no matter how much we try to avoid it, is full of challenges, obstacles, and adversities. The difference between the man who excels and the one who loses himself in his difficulties is not the absence of problems, but the way he responds to them. Marcus Aurelius believed that suffering and hardship are inevitable, but that they should not defeat us. Instead, he teaches us to see them as opportunities to exercise our inner strength and virtue. For him, true resilience was not a matter of overcoming challenges, but of facing them with courage, perseverance, and wisdom. Resilience in the context of being a provider and protector is vital. When financial, emotional, or family problems arise, a man who practices resilience is able to remain calm, learn from the situation, and act in a way that benefits those who depend on him. He does not allow himself to be shaken by every obstacle, but sees each difficulty as an opportunity to grow, improve, and become stronger. Furthermore, resilience allows you to stay focused on your goals, even when circumstances are difficult. It strengthens your ability to keep moving forward, regardless of temporary failures or setbacks. Marcus Aurelius always emphasized that our mind should be our greatest ally and that true strength comes from within. Resilience, then, is a way of strengthening this alliance, making us more able to act with wisdom and composure. In the modern world, where we often face a fast pace of life and constant challenges, resilience is more important than ever. With it, we can better deal with adversity, move forward with determination, and continue to be sources of stability and support for those around us. Have you ever reflected on how you have responded to life's challenges? Resilience is a skill that can be cultivated, and if you develop it, you will be able to maintain your balance and move forward, even in the most difficult situations. As we conclude our reflection on Marcus Aurelius's teachings and how they apply to our modern lives, it is important to remember that being a provider and protector goes beyond simply taking on responsibilities. It is about embracing the mission of living with purpose, balance, and wisdom in all areas of life. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that we are not defined solely by what we have, but by who we are, by the character we cultivate, the virtues we practice, and the actions we take for the good of those around us. Providing and protecting is, at its core, an expression of love, commitment, and responsibility. And to be able to fulfill this role, it is necessary to constantly work on developing oneself, self-control, resilience, self-knowledge, and the application of reason to our decisions. The journey is not easy, and challenges are inevitable. However, Stoic philosophy gives us the tools to face any adversity with courage, clarity, and wise action. Marcus Aurelius shows us that true strength comes from the ability to remain steadfast and focused on our duties, regardless of external circumstances. Therefore, if you want to be a man capable of providing and protecting, not just in the material sense, but in the deepest and most comprehensive sense, remember that the path begins within you. Work on your mind, your discipline, and your character, and you will naturally be better able to face life's challenges and fulfill your role with honor. And remember, each small step of evolution is a reflection of the man you are becoming. It's not about being perfect, but about being consistent in your pursuit of excellence. By practicing Marcus Aurelius's teachings, you begin to shape a future where your ability to provide and protect will not only be recognized, but, above all, will be effective and true. Now, If you felt inspired by this content and want to continue on this journey of personal growth, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to stay up to date with more videos like this. Share with friends and family, as the path of self-development is more effective when it is followed with those who also seek to evolve. Until the next video.